What if every word you trusted was a lie? What if the truth itself was twisted, reshaped, and redefined until you doubted everything, including yourself? Lies are not always obvious. Sometimes they are whispered softly, dressed in partial truths, or hidden beneath silence. But when lies are used as a weapon, they don't just deceive you. They control you. And the darkest manipulators know this better than anyone. Imagine being in a relationship where every time you raised a concern, your partner denied it. You saw the messages, but they swore you were paranoid. You remembered the conversation, but they insisted it never happened. Over time, your certainty begins to dissolve. You stop trusting your memory, you stop trusting your feelings, and eventually you stop trusting yourself. That is the devastating power of lies. Have you ever caught someone lying to your face and for a moment doubted whether you were wrong instead? That moment of hesitation is all a manipulator needs. Lies create confusion, and confusion is the perfect soil for control. Why do manipulators lie? Not simply to hide the truth, but to rewrite it. A lie allows them to avoid responsibility, to maintain power, to shift blame, to keep you off balance. A lie isn't just about hiding what happened, it's about shaping what you believe happened. And once they control your belief, they control you. Lies come in many forms. There are blatant lies, the kind that are easy to spot, but the most dangerous lies are subtle. Half-truths. Lies of omission. Contradictions delivered with such confidence that you doubt your own perception. Repeated often enough, even the boldest lie begins to feel like fact. That's how propaganda works. That's how narcissists operate. That's how entire populations can be controlled. Have you ever been told a story so many times that, even if you knew it was false, a part of you began to believe it? That's not coincidence. That's psychological manipulation. In relationships, lies are the foundation of gaslighting. A narcissistic partner cheats, but when confronted, they deny it. Even when faced with evidence, they say, "You're crazy, you're imagining things." They repeat this lie until you begin to wonder if you really are paranoid. They erase events, rewrite conversations, invent explanations, and eventually, you lose trust in your own reality. The truth is buried under layer after layer of lies. One survivor described it this way. He lied about everything. Big things, small things, things that didn't even matter. But the worst part wasn't the lies themselves. It was that I started doubting myself. I stopped knowing what was real. That is the ultimate goal of a manipulator's lies, not just to deceive you, but to break your reality. Have you ever stayed in a relationship, not because it felt right, but because you weren't sure anymore what was true? That's not love, that's deception. In the workplace, lies are just as destructive. A toxic boss might promise you a raise, then deny the promise ever existed. A coworker might take credit for your work, then deny your contribution. When you confront them, they might laugh it off, insisting you misunderstood. And slowly, your confidence erodes. You begin to wonder if you really did mishear, if you really are less capable than you thought. Lies don't just damage reputations, they damage identities. Have you ever worked harder and harder, only to realize the promises that kept you going were built on lies? That's not ambition, that's exploitation. And on a larger scale, lies shape entire societies. History is full of leaders who rose to power not with truth, but with deception. Lies repeated in speeches, broadcasted in headlines, embedded in propaganda. Lies that divided populations, started wars, justified oppression. The scariest part? When a lie is repeated often enough, it doesn't just become believable. It becomes reality for those who hear it. Have you ever looked at the news and wondered, what's real? What's a lie? And how would I even know? That doubt isn't an accident. It's the result of a battlefield where truth itself is under attack. So why do lies work so well? Because humans crave certainty. When the truth is unclear, we latch onto whatever feels solid, even if it's false. Lies exploit this need. They offer clarity in confusion, stability in chaos. And once you accept a lie as truth, your decisions, your emotions, your entire worldview can be shaped by it. Psychologists explain that lies bypass logic by appealing to emotion. A lie that confirms your fears or your hopes is more powerful than a truth that challenges them. That's why manipulators tell you what you want to hear, or what you dread to hear. They know that emotions are easier to control than logic, and once your emotions are hooked, the lie becomes unshakable. Have you ever wanted to believe something so badly that you ignored the evidence against it? That's not just hope. That's the seductive power of lies. The psychological toll of living with lies is enormous. Victims describe feeling trapped in a fog. Anxiety rises because nothing feels certain. Depression creeps in because reality feels unstable. Self-doubt becomes constant because you no longer trust your own mind. Lies don't just distort the outside world. They rewire your inside world. They convince you that your instincts, your perceptions, your truth are worthless. And once you believe that, you become dependent on the liar to tell you what's real. This is how cult leaders control followers. This is how narcissists keep partners trapped. This is how bosses exploit employees. And this is how propaganda manipulates nations. Lies are the chains you can't see, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Have you ever wondered why some people defend obvious lies, even when the truth is clear? It's because lies are addictive. Lies can feel safer than truth. Lies can feel more comforting than reality. And once you're hooked, breaking free feels impossible. So how do you protect yourself from lies? The first step is awareness. Recognize the patterns. If someone constantly contradicts themselves, denies obvious facts, or makes you doubt your own memory, those are red flags. A healthy person doesn't need to lie repeatedly. A manipulator does. The second step is evidence. Keep records. Write things down. Save messages. When reality is under attack, documentation becomes your weapon. When the liar tries to rewrite history, your evidence will prove the truth. The third step is intuition. Manipulators want you to ignore your gut. They want you to believe their version over your instincts. But your instincts exist for a reason. If something feels off, it probably is. Trusting your intuition is the beginning of reclaiming your reality. And finally, the most important step is distance. If someone's lies are destroying your mental health, cut ties. No relationship, no job, no leader is worth your sanity. Lies are poison, and the longer you drink them, the sicker you become. Walking away is not weakness. It's survival. Have you ever thought about how much of your life might be built on someone else's lies? That's the question that should haunt us all, because lies are everywhere, and if we don't question them, if we don't shine light on them, we risk losing ourselves entirely. The psychology of lies is simple. Lies confuse, lies control, lies destroy. But the truth is more powerful, if you dare to face it. Because once you see the lies for what they are, once you reclaim your reality, the manipulator loses their power. So here's the final haunting question. If even truth itself can be manipulated, how do you know what's real, and what's just a lie designed to control you? Subscribe to Mind Control Z for more revelations on dark psychology, manipulation, and the hidden tactics used to control your mind. Because only awareness can set you free.